What's up, folks? This is Sean right here, and this is the third episode of Wild West. And as you see today, I'm inside my room at our house. We're actually on a quarantine right now. Our government they enacted a policy, the protocol. It's the enhanced community quarantine protocol, where it simply states that people living in a community cannot go or transfer to another community unless they are essential personnel like medics, police, military, and food delivery people. They are allowed to go because they are essential. They are in need for today because of the coronavirus. And we're only allowed to go outside if we need to buy food or go to the hospital if needed to. And people are actually distancing themselves from one another because they're high risk, like again, from contamination. And people are wearing masks for the protection of their faces, and they're buying lots of alcohol and sanitizers, which is a very rare commodity in these days. It might be boring if staying at home doing the same thing every day. I really want to go outside, but I can't because of this coronavirus. It's better to be safe than sorry. Let's just follow the rules. It's for our general welfare naman. Yeah, so home quarantine is the key. And you're just gonna wonder how this coronavirus came about. So actually, viruses came from animals like the chicken. They came from the influenza. The chimpanzee resulted to the HIV, and the bat resulted from the Ebola. And there are actually factual studies that support the source of this COVID-19, which is the bat. It was transferred to a bat, then to a pangolin, and to a human. So you're just gonna wonder, how did this transfer occur? So I'm just gonna talk about a story, a brief history of how COVID-19 came about. So in the year 1970, the Chinese Communist government had a hard time controlling their food produce, and the people are also suffering from famine, malnutrition, and starvation. And then you go fast forward in the year 1978, they lowered down their control over their food produce, and private farming is allowed, but in turn, major agricultural companies dominated the industry. But they overlooked those people who are in a low state of poverty, and they resulted to wildlife breeding. At that time, there's just a small amount of people who do wildlife breeding, but as times passed, many people did this kind of farming, and the Chinese government backed them up, financed them. And in the year 1988, a wildlife protection law was enacted in the government of China, which it states that wildlife are classified as natural resources that are meant to be utilized by the state and is owned by the state. So because of this law, this further encouraged their people to domesticate and breed animals for consumption. So this became legal, and yes, this provided cover for the illegal wildlife trade. And because of that, various animals are now domesticated, are breeded for consumption, which is very, very sad, because some of them are extinct. Some of them are exotic, some of them are endemic, some of them are endangered, and this caused the 2003 SARS. So nearly 800 people got killed because of this virus, and that happened in a market in China, of course in Wuhan as well. So what did the government did that time? They closed the market, and it's just a temporary closed in 2003, and they lifted it up, and it happened again this year, 2020. The Wuhan market, they sold a lot of variety of animals. People consumed these animals because they are deemed to have tonic properties, sex enhancing properties, health benefits, which does not any have a fact check. And because of this, ayan, nagkaroon ng coronavirus. It was transferred to a human being, and right now, it's a very, very serious problem, a global problem in this world because of that coronavirus. So, it's a very serious case. There are actual symptoms about this. When you have a fever, you have a sore throat, you have a cough, and what else? You had severe breathing. When you have severe cases as that, and if you have these symptoms, kindly go to the doctor, to the hospital to check yourself. It's better to be safe than sorry. And this incubation period of the virus is actually 8 to 14 days, which is really, really scary. You just can't see its effects like boom, agad-agad. Hindi siya ganun. It takes days bago mag-develop yung virus. So that's the brief summary of how coronavirus came about. It's a very contagious disease. Please stay at your home. Only go out when you need to buy food, buy essentials, and watch the news, watch for announcements. Do something inside your home para hindi ka ma-bored. Stay safe. Always pray that this virus will come to an end and everybody could live up their lives again happily. And that sums up for this vlog today. This is Sean Nicholas. This is VlogQuest to inform, educate, and inspire. See you guys on the next episode. Peace, dudes.